I moved to Mahomet in 2000. Started coming here in 2000. Graduated from Mahomet in 2006. Came here pretty much until the day I graduated high school. Joined the Army in 2009, served 3 years, and just moved back in October.
My dad was a single dad, and Nancy kind of understood that he couldn't really afford a lot of places. So she said if I was good that I could come early, which I was, and so they allowed me to come early.
I've been associated with MAYC since I was about 5 or 6. Started coming here in the year 2000. I went here as a member, and eventually I worked here also.
Raised here in Mahomet since I was about 8 or 9 years old. Been actually coming to the club since then. I got married June of last year, and I have a 2-year-old daughter. You know, for me, it was always a place to kind of keep out of trouble, and always a place to go where I could have fun with other people and interact with other kids my age. So
Because it allowed you to just be a kid. You didn't have to worry about what was going on. Some people had a lot of problems outside of this place, and when they were here, it was just them being a kid.
I mean, I came until I could drive, so I came because I wanted to when I was older. It was a fun place for me to be, and if I would have been at home by myself or just been raised by my older brother, I could have been doing a lot of different things. And since I was at the Mahomet Area Youth Club and at a place where I was being watched and made sure that I was doing something positive and learning positive things, that I could have ended up a whole different person than I am today. And I firmly believe that the Mahomet Area Youth Club is one of the reasons that I am a productive member in society and I'm making good choices. So I feel like the Mahomet Area Youth Club will teach kids that in order to have something, you have to work for it.
Kind of led me to that dedication and that respect level that I needed to kind of mature as I was growing up. So that contributed a lot into the discipline and the growing and maturing of myself, and making me see that I need to do something bigger with my life and not just kind of like what my father at the time was doing. They still do the same thing. They're here as a support system for this generation, these kids who need help. Primarily the goal is to make the children of today's generation achievers and believers for tomorrow's generation. It's like to mold them into adults. There may be first and second graders here, but the ultimate goal is to, as they go through the ranks, so as they go through school, to kind of grow. They have learning activities, they have just extracurricular activities for a good time. There's a structured plan, there's a schedule. Everybody knows what's going on, and that's things kids need now.
People need to understand is that there are still a large amount of kids in this community who need the services that the Mahomet Youth Club provides. Depending on your age group, there's not many options in Mahomet. I think that given the new program we're doing with the schools, people need to still keep in mind that the kids that we serve now, we're going to continue to serve those kids, but we're going to continue to serve more kids that are like them, who are underprivileged, who parents are working but might not make as much money to pay for somewhere like First School or a couple other daycares, and it's more affordable here because we're non-for-profit. And the reason why we're able to do that is because people donate.
Well, ultimately it's not just about money. It can be your time. It's taking a chance. Ultimately you're taking a chance on a group of kids that you really know nothing about. In hopes that your contribution one day leads to a leader, or there might be that $5 donation might turn one of these kids in the right direction to become a doctor and cures cancer. But you'll never know. But that's a risk you have to take, and one that usually pays off pretty well.
Be the change you want to see. Be the hope to those whose lives are far from easy. Reach out and lend a hand. Share everything you can and be the change. Be the change. Carry the world on your shoulders for a little while. Put on someone else's shoes and walk them out. So many cups runneth over. While so many go and dry, the grass ain't always green on the other side. There's still a lot of work to be done, a lot of wrongs to right, a lot of battles to be won. If you can be the change you want to see, be the hope to those whose lives are far from easy. Reach out and lend a hand, share everything you can, and be the change, be the change.